There's a saying, right, that the greatest investor currently isn't like Warren Buffett, it's Nancy Pelosi. Congressmen in general should not be able to trade because they really got inside information. Right now, the stock market is down. The reason it's down is because they are behind closed doors saying, well, yeah, we need to raise rates. Inflation is too high. Whoop, bam, let's trade that, let's sell it. Bro, last year when some of the senators like, you know what, we shouldn't be able to trade, I'm selling all my stock. Yeah, motherfucker, you selling at the highs. You know what's going on.
Pull up in the drive light. I didn't mix my with Fago. Stack my money up like Legos.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? We got another episode of Money Music Culture. We in the building. I'm your boy Brandon Copeland, aka Professor Cope, and I'm with my dog Ross Mack. Got the Blackhawks jersey on. Okay, man. Okay. Hey. You cultured, brother. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. You cultured.
I'm not gonna hold you. Black guy from the south side of Chicago. I didn't really get on hockey until I went to college, bro. I had a white roommate. He was from Jersey. He was a die-hard hockey fan. He ain't watched no other sports, but when the New Jersey, no. He was a Philadelphia Flyer. He was a Flyers fan. He was from a part of Jersey that was close to Philly, where he was a die-hard Flyer fan, bro. And I was like, yo, and he actually played too. Shout out my dog Dan, and he put me on hockey. And I'm like, yo, and then it just was perfect because at that time, Blackhawks started to get good, and then we ended up winning the cup. I went to some games, and what I will say, bro, as a person that played football, the funnest game to go in person. It's not sitting courtside basketball. It ain't sitting at the 50-yard line at a football game. It's anywhere in the stadium for a hockey game, bro. That shit lit.
Yeah.
It's super lit as a hockey game. I don't know if you ever been to none. It's super lit, bro.
Look, man, I normally I would want to disagree with you and take up for my football brethren, right? But I gotta admit, brother, you were 100% right. So our boy John Onwalu, man, my roommate in college, his cousin was Kyle Okpoko or I'm gonna look it up. We're gonna get the right pronunciation in there, Kyle. I'm not gonna fuck up your name, man, especially since you gave us them tickets. But he was the captain of the New York Islanders. And then they came down to play the Flyers. So John took all of us, Jay Will, Lonte, all of us to our first hockey match. And bro, when I tell you this thing went through 3 overtimes, triple overtime, then went to sudden death. I think it was 2 fights within, the first couple periods and stuff like that. Like we literally saw every single thing that you could see when it came to a hockey match, and the shit was live. Like you said, it's the fastest sport out there, hands down. I mean, they going back and forth and not stopping at all. So I got to give you that, man. Hockey is. I haven't been back to a match since, but I need to get back to one and get the fam over there because hockey is a beautiful sport, brother. But
bro, I'm already knowing. I'm trying to look up this guy's name.
Look up his name? Yeah, man. Yeah, cause I can't butcher his name. He gave me the tickets. Kyle Okposo, I want to say is how you pronounce it. Okposo. Yeah, all right, cool.
Okposo.
Yeah, I knew that shit. I knew I was right, man. Fuck.
That's dope, bro.
But yeah, that joint was crazy. That joint was nice. And then the Islanders won. Kyle and them won, which we was in Philly. There's not too many black dudes in the stadium in Philly. We cheering when they lose. It was a little nervous. Got a little nervous, but it was all good.
Philly fans, bro, blue collar Philly fans will fight you at the game, after the game. It don't matter. There was a few times I went to a Sixers game. They a little different, but I could imagine going to a football game there. Them boys, they willing to fight.
Yeah,
they willing to fight.
They different, but yeah, man. So I got a question for you, man. This is a question I've had for a while, man. So years ago, the song "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe" came out. Kendrick, right? It's a great song. Great song. What you think of the song? I shouldn't assume.
Bitch don't kill my vibe.
Yeah, right.
Bitch don't kill my vibe.
Classic.
It's a great song. Transcendent.
Classic. Then the remix came out, and Jay-Z was on that joint. We talk about Jay a lot on here because when you talk about money, Jay. When you talk about culture, Jay. And obviously when you talk about music, come on, man, Jay. Right? It's easy to talk about Jay-Z on this show, but during that song, he talks about him being in the White House, and then also about him sitting next to Hillary, smelling like dank. Presidential Carter, name one out here harder than him. I'll wait. Had an echo. I've been on my vibe like 20 years straight. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Like
Tough.
But it made me reflect, and I'm like, man, hold on. This dude talking about he in the White House. He talk about he next to Hillary, smelling like tree. He just being him. And so the question that I have, simply put, you know I'm long-winded, brother.
All right, I'm sorry for interrupting, but look, I need you to follow and subscribe and share this with everybody so we can keep this whole money, music, culture thing going.
Would you rather be Barack and Michelle or J and B?
Barack and Michelle Obama versus Jay-Z and Beyonce Carter. I mean, I'm going to come clean. I'm from the south side of Chicago, right? And so this how I got to put it. But I'm from the south side of Chicago. It was less about saying I'm from Chicago and more so saying I'm from an urban neighborhood, right? Because I ain't going to lie. Barack and them, you know, they rep Chicago. Well, Michelle is actually from Chicago. We went to the same exact high school, right? So I got a lot of love for him. But I wanted to more so say I'm from an urban area, which as an urban area, you really only know what you exposed to. So growing up, I ain't know nothing about politics. Never seen a political candidate for real, right? I mean, I've seen a few here and there, but like you aspire to be what you can relate to. And that being said, I always thought that Jay-Z and Beyonce was a much easier attainable feat than being a very buttoned up, you know, person like Barack who got to bite his tongue, you know, to truly get to where he was, right? And so for me, man, I got a lot of love for Barack and Michelle, presidential, right? But I probably would have to say I'm going to take, you know, if this was Jeopardy, I'm going to take the Carters for 3,000. I'll take the Carters.
Be the Carters.
Who would I rather be? I'll take the Carters for 300.
Yeah. Nah,
How you coming? What you think?
Nah, man, I gotta agree with you, bro. And I hate to agree with you. I'd rather disagree with you on this thing, but you know, you know me, I'm big on being myself. And I feel like, you know, I remember getting in this debate back in the day with a couple of the roommates from college, Lotta and Tay, my wife, and you know, a couple other people, and everybody wanted to be Barack and Michelle. I think at that time Barack was also president, right, which made a lot of sense. But then too, like they talked about the power and the influence and all of that stuff, and yet we're talking about two totally different power dynamics to a certain extent. There's the power dynamic to press the red button, that boom boom, you know, the boom 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 boom. That's a different power dynamic, right? Like, you know, I'm sure Jay-Z could get some things moved around if he wanted to, some furniture moving.
He can't push that red button.
The red button a little different. That's a little different type of power struggle right there, right? But when you talk about, like you said, being able to be yourself, being able to be unapologetically you, that is financial freedom. Because when the money, to a certain extent, right, the money, the face card, the influence, like what can Barack Obama do that Jay-Z can't? Besides maybe meeting with some politicians or some international politicians and ambassadors and things like that, right? I'm sure Jay-Z probably could get those meetings as well too, right? But like, other than that, like the private jet, I mean, I could do it too, but I can be myself in my jet. You know what I'm saying? The yacht, I could do it too.
That's real.
I could be myself in it. So I think that was one of the things that always made me say, like, what I am working for from a money standpoint, because yes, I am working for money. I want to make sure that we keep that clear, because I know that there's a lot of I don't want to dice my words. I like money. I'm addicted to money. I'm attracted to money. I go work hard for money. I've tried to align and make sure my money is aligned with my purpose, or my monetization is aligned with my purpose and impact, because that's just what I like, right? But beyond that, I'm also working for freedom. And what good is the money if you have to be a different character or play a role in order to not just attain it, but in order to continue to use it or continue to have a face card, so to speak. So that to me has always been just one of the major driving purposes behind, like, well, I'm not working. I got to make sure that you know who I am if we're going to do business together, because I can't fake the funk with you for too long, right? Like it's not in my DNA.
So, all right, so I'm gonna play devil's advocate only because I gotta be devil's advocate, despite it. Because what we're really talking about, right? Money, power, respect, right? And I think both are respected.
Yes.
I think they both respect it. But then we talk about money versus power. Barack and Michelle got power. Mm-hmm. Beyonce and Jay-Z got the money, right? And so you ask yourself,
but both of them have influence.
Money?
Not to cut you off. Both of
which is the respect.
So when you talk about power, okay, that's why I wanted to know what bucket you put the influence in. Do you put that influence in power, or do you put the influence in the respect bucket?
Because technically, right? Here's what we'll say. Beyonce and Jay-Z were able to get to where they were by entertaining us. Mm-hmm. Barack and Michelle got to where they were by inspiring us, right? They are the figure of making it. Both are the figures of making it, but they inspire us that we can do something, right? Jay-Z and Beyonce, it at the end of the day, it's easy to be a politician, but it's probably easier to become Beyonce and Jay-Z than it is the president of the United States, right? From back in the day, after we had Donald Trump, then it was like, shit, you just got to get rich. You could be that. But like, there once was a code that you had to, you had to go to Harvard. Mm-hmm. You had to, work yourself up. You got to be this type of city councilman, then a state legislator, a state senator, then it become a U.S. senator. Then it was hope. So I really rock with it. But then it's like, you know what? Now that they're out of the White House and you look at Beyonce and Jay-Z, right, you ask yourself, they arguably can make the same amount of money. And the reason I'm going to say that is if you go back to when Michelle Obama went on her book tour, I just Googled it. There's 2018, 2019. They say she sold over, almost 10 million copies, yada, yada, yada. When she was going on her book tour and actually speaking, front row seats was $3,000.
Sheesh.
So I made the joke, and I'm like, God damn, to go see Michelle Obama costs the same as it does to go see Beyonce. We can fact check that. Whoever's listening, let me know. You know what I mean? Shoot us a DM or something. Let us know or write in the comments. But I believe that as it stands right now, because of their influence, if Michelle and Obama went on tour just speaking, right, their influence and their power was so much stronger that people are willing to pay just as much, if not more, to be in the same room with Michelle Obama. Right? I was honored. I got to meet both Michelle and Barack Obama. I got pictures with them. You know what I'm saying? I never met
Get
Jay-Z
him on the podcast, brother. Get him on the podcast.
You know what I'm saying? They done changed up on me. I think Barack was a little mad because Michelle was looking at me a little longer than usual. It ain't my fault. That boy had the sauce. I'm sorry, Barack, but he could really get me taken out. Let me stop playing. Right. Barack and them also got a license to kill.
Facts.
That's one thing because they got lifelong Secret Service. They got a license to kill. Right, but arguably at the end of the day, we talking money versus power. So what would you rather have? If you could only choose one, would it be money or power?
Damn. Oh, that's a tough one. Well, all right, I got to take the Brainiac hat off and not get too deep with this. I'm gonna keep it simple. So Brainiac hat goes to I'd rather have power, brother. Oh, that hurts to say. I feel like money can buy you the certain power you need, you know what I'm saying? But like power, I mean, that moves mountains. You know what I'm saying? Power, you turn no's to yeses and all of that shit opens up for you. So fuck that. The political correct answer might be power. I'm going with the money. Give me the money. We're going to be straight. But fuck it. I don't need y'all. We can have our own little oasis and I'm going to be straight. My bad. I ain't mean to double answer on your ass, but I had to think about it. Fuck the power. I want to make sure me and the kids are straight. They going to be good. And guess what? If you don't like it, we good. We good. As long As long as, you know, we ain't over here weak as shit where you feel like you can take the money from us. You know what I'm saying? As long as I can still live and we can still, you know, we be straight.
Only have one.
Then, yeah, I'm going to go with the money. Damn. That
So
hurts.
for me, right? Money can buy you anything there, right?
Yeah.
Everything has a cost.
Yes.
Bill Gates is the scrawniest guy in the world, but he has a different level of power because he's got the money.
Got the money. See, that's what I was like, ooh, go ahead.
Elon Musk got a different level of power because he has the money.
Right.
Now, we could talk about power that doesn't have money, right? You know what I'm saying? It could be certain mob bosses or certain big politicians, police chiefs, or whatever the type of power you want to think of, right? You know what I mean? Shit, when we was in school, the teacher got all the power. Sit down, shut up, or I'm going to flunk you, right? Your coach, right? Your high school coach. You told me at one point there was a coach that could have ruined your career, or he didn't send in your letters on time. That's power. You know what I mean? Everybody. So power is very subjective. I think money isn't subjective, or rich versus wealth. Well, I think when we talking money, we talking wealthy, right? We ain't talking about motherfucker who just made $1 million tomorrow and oh shit, nah, bro, that ain't even you'll lose that shit in 2 years. But when we talking about that power, because it's different levels of power, right? Your bus driver got a power. We talk about, you know, a traffic cop, right? They got power. They can give you a ticket. They don't got to use their discretion. Oh no, I think you were sitting there too long. Let me give you a ticket, right? Or you speeding, you didn't turn right. Right? There's different levels of power. But when we talking about the upper echelon of power, I think power can get you money.
Yeah.
Right. Whether through legal or illegal streams. Right. If we talking about, right, we all heard about a politician being caught in some scandal, and that's because they're abusing their power, and they like, well, shit.
What you gonna do?
If you want this, I'm gonna need some kickbacks and some extra stuff, right? And so I think the level of power that you have as president is a different level of inspiration and influence that will there will always be a way that you can monetize that power. And I think Barack and Michelle were way more sauced up than the average president, president and first lady, right? Like if Hillary and Bill Clinton went on tour,
ain't selling for $3,000 a ticket.
Yeah,
ain't
come
selling
see him,
for
right?
$3,000
Obviously,
a ticket.
if they doing those dinners where it's like $10,000 a plate for fundraising, that's different, right? But like just purely not fundraising, come see me and hear me talk about my life. How do you, because it was like, how are you married to a president? And she'd be like, well, he wouldn't be president if I wasn't his wife type vibes, right? So girls, they felt super empowered, black girl magic, woo up a bam. But like that level of power, bro, is a different thing. So like I think power can get wealth. All wealth can't get power. Yeah. But shit, we saw Trump with wealth got him power. So it's hard to say, bro. I'm conflicted.
That's what, and I was trying not to get too brainiac with it because I was like, if I got power, then I'm going to use that and I'm going to monetize it and get the money that I need, right? But then if I got money, then I also got like everything that I need too, because money you can also pay for everything. So I think the thing that we actually are kind of really uncovering here is like it all leads to each other. Like it all is a circle. Like so, as much as you want to think about, well, I mean,
because there's money power with no respect to them.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you have power, you can get money. If you have money, you can have power and influence. I think all of them, if you have one, you can retroactively, or you can go back and get the other if you don't feel like you have it at the time. But you gotta, I think that might be a bigger point. Like you gotta focus on one, and then the rest will kind of take care of itself. If you're trying to shoot for both at the same time, it might be, two forces working against each other to a certain extent, But I think that the thing that I love about Jay and even Barack, like you said, Barack and Michelle, they are themselves. It seems like they're more themselves and more open than former politicians and presidential candidates. Actually, I will say that besides Trump, I ain't gonna lie, he he himself, he don't give a shit. That boy don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no. As a black man, we know Barack had to code switch forever,
yes,
bro.
yes,
You know
yes.
what I'm saying? Like,
But I think he also did it in a way too
I know for a minute he been wanting to say, "Won't you motherfuckers shut up?"
Right.
Like that, bro.
back.
That skit, bro. The skit with
Who's that? Key and Peele.
Key and Peele.
Yeah,
Bro, that was so real. He needs that anger translator because, bro, he had to bite his tongue so much, but Trump never once bit his tongue, and that's a whole different conversation. You know what I'm saying? That I think his name was like Luther, like the anger translator or something. And, bro, he was fucking hilarious,
bruh. Yeah.
But so I'm gonna take it this way, like. I think if you got power, you could get money. Money don't always get power. I think Trump was an anomaly, but he always had a different level of power. So it don't because right, like imagine like a rich person trying to get. Like I look at power as influence. Like not every rich person can get influence. Not every rich person can shift the culture.
Right.
But if you got the power, you got the influence, you potentially can get the money because you can start monetizing. So maybe if you got power first, because like Putin, he's arguably one of the richest men in the world, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a savage.
Yes.
I mean, I ain't giving them no praise. I know they in the middle of the Russia-Ukraine war, etc. But they used to say, undocumented, that he was actually the richest person in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you got El Chapo on them. Them mogs had power and money. So, but
right.
like,
it's different.
But like a typical politician, right? Not saying no cartel boss and no gang leader. I'm talking like the typical politician. If you look at that as the quintessential form of power, the president of a nation or something, right? Because let's talk about it. Barack Obama, his salary was supposed to be $250,000 or $500,000 or some shit, right?
Wasn't
like,
it? Yeah. I'll look that
we could
up.
Google
it's
that.
400 grand, I think, is what it is. Ethan, let us know what that is, man. We can.
It's probably like, so just call it for shits and giggles $500,000, right? Mm-hmm. So in this form, power for 4 years, you getting, call it, $2 million or short 2 million, 1.6, right? After 4 years, right? After that, you still got the power. Now you can get the money.
Mm-hmm. And you making money the entire time as well too. So this the thing that actually I think answers your whole question, right? Is 400 grand a year and a 50 grand expense account. What you paying for as a president though? You ain't paying for a damn thing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? President. Like you ain't paying for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Who really about to charge you for dinner?
But that's the thing. In this country, the people that make the least amount of money end up abusing their power.
Say it again. Right? The people that make the least amount of money end up
abusing their power because it's like, well, shit, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's when you start thinking about the police that might end up, or the teacher that might do this, or shit, you know what I'm saying? You at the DMV and they telling you, nope, wait, I'm on the phone. You need them to get that driver's license. So, it end up, but.
Well, what I was going to add on top of that is, so what you were talking about is like if you have power, you're able to monetize it. And what you see with a lot of politicians, especially now, just in general, right? You see these politicians who are making these trades, but they know that they got influence and they got power. So it's like, okay, well, I got the power, and let's go ahead and we're gonna make sure that electric vehicles are mandated by 2024. All government employees gotta drive electric vehicles. And on the back end, guess what I'm doing? I'm buying options on XYZ. I'm going long on EV ETFs and things like that, right? Or Tesla stock and things. So when you look at some of these politicians' portfolios, then you can see how they are monetizing their power. And I'm sure that's a whole different can of worms.
So there's a saying, right, that the greatest investor currently isn't like Warren Buffett, it's Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, whatever she is, she knows her account. And this is one of the reasons why they've been saying, senators should not be able, or congressmen in general should not be able to trade, because they really got inside information. Right, it's one thing when Martha Stewart went to jail because she traded on inside information. The stock market is down. Call it tech stocks down 30% on average. Right, Nasdaq down. Right, Well, guess what? The reason it's down is because they are behind closed doors saying, well, yeah, we need to raise rates. Inflation is too high. Whoop, bam. Let's trade that. Let's sell it. Bro, last year when some of the senators like, you know what? We shouldn't be able to trade. I'm selling all my stocks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, motherfucker, you selling at the highs. You know what's going on. So to your point, bro, I agree. Because the power then, they knew what's going on. They could trade off of it.
And they monetize.
And that's on a different level.
Damn. And Ethan, damn. Ethan, shout out to E, shout out to Y, shout out to Chad, shout out to the team that makes Money Music Culture go.
Shout out to the team, bro.
This Nancy Pelosi's net worth is $135 million.
What?
With a salary of $193,400 a year. Now, net worth, we know it gets a little,
Sway?
A little different out there. Who
How,
knows
Sway?
what they got? But like, damn.
How, Sway?
Bruh, that
Nancy Pelosi make $135 million. They keep talking about we need to have a billionaire tax, this, that, and the third. No, sweetheart, you need to stop getting insider information.
I'm telling
you. Let me know.
Right.
If they let me know, I ain't gonna tell though. If I had access to insider information that I know I couldn't be prosecuted for, I would take that to the fullest advantage.
Yeah, why would you not? I mean, yeah, why would you?
I'm talking the ultimate fullest.
Yeah, that's all they doing. I mean, who gonna put Nancy in jail? And again, I'm not even. It's not just Nancy. It's other politicians and stuff out there. We're using her as an example, right? Because it's not that I hate Nancy Pelosi or anything like that. I don't give a shit either way, to be honest with you. But it's just the fact that, like you said, when you get the power, some people. I mean, shoot, that tells you right there. You get the power. The real value in the power is monetizing the power, potentially, if that's your goal, if the money is your goal. Some people I know are still intrinsically motivated to, like, I want to change the laws, change systems, and all that type of stuff. But I mean, this shows you can do both. You can have it all,
bro.
For real. And
it's supposed to be a free market, but y'all already know. And that's what's so you want to know what's so crazy? Let's talk about another power, which helps him get more money. Elon Musk.
Okay.
Elon Musk right now has the most powerful social media.
Yes.
It's no longer Kim Kardashian drop a picture of a nude and go crazy. Because her shit kind of crazy too, because she can literally post something and they pay $1 million to post something from an advertisement standpoint, right? But Elon Musk, he literally can say one thing, oh, Tesla accepts Dogecoin. Dogecoin trades up 15-20%. That right there, right? If Elon, which he probably does, own $1 billion of Dogecoin, we'll never know. I think he might be behind Dogecoin. That's the thing about crypto, right? Crypto's so crazy because there is no oversight of it, right? Like when it comes to stocks and Nancy Pelosi, we get the ability to say, because they have to disclose what they own, right? No politicians have to disclose their crypto. As of now, at least, right? And so, Elon don't got to disclose that either, right? If he buys, 10% of Twitter, now that he's taking it over, we had to know that because, they can enact a poison pill, yada, yada. We don't know if Elon actually owns Dogecoin. We don't know, what part of the government, because the government really be owning a lot of the cryptos. They just be acting like they don't. That's a whole nother conversation. But Elon Musk, if he owns $1 billion worth of Dogecoin and he tweets one time that, Tesla and what's the other company he got? SpaceX. You can buy SpaceX and Tesla merchandise with Dogecoin. Dogecoin ended up trading up 20%. If he owns $1 billion, that fool just made $200 million overnight. That's a different level of power.
Yeah, that's different. So that's the thing. We've answered our question. Power gives you the ability to make money when you want to.
Yeah.
So you'd rather have I don't know. It's like the chicken and the egg. It really feels like it's the chicken and the egg. Because either way, I feel like if you got a good head on your shoulders, right, then you're gonna be able to take one of those, whether it's power or money, and you're gonna be able to go back and get whatever you're lacking or whatever you're missing. You know what I'm saying? If you got a good head on your shoulders. But it shows, like, if you have power, I mean, these are real life examples, right? If you have power, you can always create money. You can print money, pretty much, because you can manipulate just the market, and that's just the market. That's just what we see in plain view, in plain sight. Imagine the stuff that you manipulating behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors.
You know,
and that's the thing, right? So, like, if you a politician, right, you got the ability to go to war over certain shit. So, like, if you ask yourself right now, who has more freedom to walk down the street? Is it Barack Obama or Jay-Z, right?
Ooh, that's a tough one. What you mean,
who
freedom?
has more freedom
when you
to
say
go?
freedom, when you say freedom, like walk without getting bombarded by paparazzi or something, or like
Well, like who would you?
I
So when we ask the question, let's take it another way. Outside of the money, who you think got a better quality of life? Michelle and Barack,
they all
or Jay-Z and Beyonce?
They all, none of them can go anywhere, bro. They ain't, you ain't.
Yeah.
None of them can go anywhere. I
think it's difficult.
Imagine that, like,
because both their kids are super scrutinized. Because Hillary, the Clinton kids was fucked up. I forget which daughter was pretty fucked up.
Was it Chelsea Clinton?
Chelsea used to get drunk driving and all that, but like that was really pre-social media, so we had to see it on the National Enquirer or some shit. Whereas now it go viral. You know what I mean? Because Jay-Z and them kids ain't old enough. So Sasha, she on a date. You know what I mean? She smoking weed at a music festival. Right now, so I think that at the end of the day, they both have a quality of life that I would still love to live. That mean they just both become rich. But it could get irritating because they can't go to the corner store. Which, if I'm super rich, I don't want to go to the corner store. Let me just buy the whole corner store, put it in.
In my own spot. Hey, I mean, look, shoot. They say Tyler Perry, talk about super rich, buying $100 million mansion. $100 million. Ooh-wee. But when you talk about buying the corner store, I'm thinking, dude done bought the plantation and turned it into a studio. Now he buying this, and I'm sure a businessman like him is just, again, there's so many different 2,000 acres, I believe. So I'm sure he about to be, chopping it, flipping it, doing a bunch of different things.
He started off broke. He started to get the money. Then he used the money to get the power.
Yes.
Because now Hollywood got to go through him. It's cheaper to film in Atlanta. Therefore, you got to come through me. I got the power. You want to film that shit on my, how many is it, 100 acres? Some nutty ass shit like that. You got to film it at my studio complex, right? Because now he got the power. Money for him got the power.
The moral of the story, and it's hard to sum this one up. I'm not going to lie to you. It's hard to sum this one up. But the moral of the story is, as long as you got a good head on your shoulders, you can manipulate and get the world to give you what you don't have. But you need to have one or the other. You either need to get money or you need to get power. Depending on what your dreams are for yourself and all that, psycho hebo guru bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if you money doesn't buy you happiness, all that good stuff, I'm sprinkle that, and that's
fuck that.
Pushing this in the trash can.
Whoever said that, he say whoever said that, look at the fucking smile on my face.
right. Well, look, when
whoever said money doesn't buy happiness doesn't have it.
Look,
what's that? Boiler Room. I'm trying to remember the movie that started off with.
Man,
I love it though.
I remember my sophomore going into junior year of college, intern at your rival up the street, UBS. You know what I'm saying? And one of the best things that they did though at this internship was they would have speakers come in. We had like 10 elite speakers, like elite. Julian Robertson, and we had Ken Langone come in and speak to us. Ken Langone's co-founder of Home Depot. His dad was a taxi cab driver. I believe his mom was a teacher in New York somewhere or whatever. The Langone School of Business or something like that at NYU. Hopefully I'm not butchering it. But one of the things that I remember him mentioning, and it had me, I still remember to this day, he said, I know that people say money don't buy you happiness. I get that and I hear that money doesn't buy you happiness. Well, shit, try being poor. That don't buy you much of shit else either. I've been both. I was like, damn, you true. You right real about that, right? Like, I get it. Money don't buy you happiness, but shit, you ain't got nothing. Yeah, it's a crapshoot too. So, actually, one last thing I want to bring up, man, because your boy posted a video a while back about, and by your boy, I'm gonna see if when I say it, if you remember, but Instagram and should be shadow banning people, so you might not even see his post. But 'cause I don't see his post no more. I had to go look it up. But he said, if you have less than $1.5 million today, then you are broke. If you have less than $1.5 million and 2 kids, and you're broke. And what you said earlier is if you, and it was, a lot of people had different, feedback on it.
Yeah,
But what you said
I know exactly
earlier
what you're
was
talking
like
about.
$1 million. Yep. What you said, if $1 million, then that might be gone in 2 years. What's your be real? $1 million.
You got to ask
1.5
yourself
broke.
a few
What's the
things,
number?
right? It all boils down to what your quality of life is, right? What your expenses are at the end of the fucking day, right? If we just talk about basic shit, the price of everything is going up. Inflation, the highest it's been in 40 years. Rents are the highest it's been in a very long time, right? They like the average rent right now over $2,000 or some shit. The average rent, that's in the U.S., right? And so when you start looking at that shit, at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, right, what is the quality of life I want to live, right? I wouldn't say you poor, but you're not financially free with $1.5 million. Financially free,
Why is that?
It gives you a different luxury to control your own time. You still have to work with $1.5 million. You don't have enough to truly live off your investments and all that. Technically, you can, depending on your quality of life, but I got a different quality of life. I want to be able to take trips 2-3 times a year. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to, you want to have fuck you money.
There you go.
Fuck you money's real, right? And that might not start to about 10 mil.
Say no more. Well, that's it in a nutshell, man. Money, music, culture, boy. Ross Mack. So it sounds like, to sum it up, you going for the money first, or you going for the power?
I'm going to take the money, then I'm going to get the power.
Money then the power. All right, cool. And I think I'm going to go with the money, too, because $135 million with Nancy Pelosi, that's nice, but having a few billion, I'm sure, probably a little nicer.
But Nancy got the money off the power first.
I know. So that's what
She got in there.
That power, with that power, you still got to work to get the money. But if you got the money, then, and you got the fuck you money, like you was just talking about, well, fuck you, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, money, music, culture, man. Another beautiful episode in the books. Ross, I appreciate you, man. Tell them boys what to do, man.
Hey, y'all already know, man. Another episode, money, music, culture. Do us a favor. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, leave some comments, and also share it with your cousins, your auntie, share it with your hairdresser, share it with your barber who been pushing your line back 4-5 years and you scared to tell them. Share it with everybody, man. Share it with the person that's cutting your meat up at the deli sandwich. Go on ahead, let's get it. Till next week. Big pause.